Welcome everyone to V8 Online's live coverage of Thursday Night Grand Am, proudly presented by Truck Racer, V8 Online Superstore and Thrustmaster. Jay Kennedy in the host chair for tonight's fantastic race from Road America, 45 minutes. And joining me tonight is Sebastian Murray Westberg. G'day, Seb.
G'day, Jay. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, very good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm well. I'm excited to be up in the comms box. Last minute call up to get in here. I was hoping to get out there and race tonight, but you know what? I'll be up here in the aircon with you, I think.
Yeah, it's not that hot up here, mate. But even though you are a fiery redhead, it's not that hot.
But yeah,
For those of you who are wondering, our good friend Matthew Hilly will be back in the commentary box in a couple of weeks. Moved from Brisbane to Melbourne, so still trying to get everything sorted down our way, down in the sane people's end of the world.
Hello, Hilly. We know you're probably watching. You always seem to be. How are you tonight? Yeah, so Road America, 45 minutes tonight. We got a sprint round. Looking forward to this.
Should be a good race. A few names that we don't see very often in the Grand Am series. A few guys deciding to have a couple of weeks rest. You know, John Emerson and Dylan Sharman having a couple of weeks off, or I think John might be having the full season off, but gives an opportunity for a few other guys to actually get their names up there and up towards the point end of the field. So I'll have a quick look at the race preview. So 45-minute race, as we said, 14 turns, 6.4 kilometres in length. So 45 laps around here. We'll see around about just under 25 laps of racing we'd expect in the DP class. About 150 kilometre race. Run through the championship standings as they are after last week. A little bit of a mixed up championship. John Emerson leading from Matthew Barron and Anthony Kernich, Alex Lem, Chris Green, Steve Vanus, Michael Schreier, Scott Andrews, Lincoln Moore and Paul Nelson, the top 10 in the Riley Daytona prototype. Over in the McLarens, Andrew Lee, Christian Elwood, Blake Coppo, Dylan Sharman, Wayne Burke, Corey Osborne, Andrew Jones, Craig Spark, Andrew Wren and Tony Autridge, the top 10 in the McLaren GT3 side of things. Of course, 1 week in, so still a long way to go in this 12-week championship. Interesting that we have an all Australia-New Zealand split, so obviously the European and US drivers that have got up to race in this time slot will be racing their own race. So the good news for that means that the Australian-New Zealand drivers will be able to race a little bit harder and closer due to the ping and the lag situation. So we won't have to worry about those pesky Europeans with their high lag and high ping causing net code incidents. So should see some nice hard close racing tonight, hopefully.
It'll be actually interesting to see whether there's a guys have managed to get their heads around the setups. Last week we saw a lot of guys out there really struggling just to keep the car straight on the track. So fair bit of snap oversteer out there and a few big incidents to go with it. So it'll be interesting to see how they go.
Yeah, a lot of guys look like they're really struggling with rear grip last week, and as you said, the snap oversteer. So sure, a lot of guys will be practicing as hard as they can this week to ensure that that's not going to happen again. Drivers start to grid up. Quite a long pace lap, so that takes quite a while for these guys to get around on this lap. Run through the grid very, very soon. Go to the Riley Daytona prototype class. Chris Osborne will start from pole, 156.3. Alex Lem in second. Anthony Kernich in third. Steve Vanus, Chris Green, Derek Toering, Andrew, I keep getting his name wrong every week. How do I say that? I can't say his name. I apologise, Andrew. What? Yeah, I say it wrong every time. I got in trouble last week for saying it wrong, so I just won't say it. That's the easy way. And Michael Schreier in 8th. The 8th drivers will have... Go Seb. You butcher it.
Go through and run through the McLaren starting grid. So Justin Ruggie has managed to score himself pole with a nice time. Followed closely by his teammate Andrew Lee. Blake Copper brings in 3rd place. Scott McLaughlin, good to see him out there in 4th. Tony Autridge in 5th place. Bruce Joy, he's in 6th. Christian Alward in 7th. Jonathan Salhani in 8th. David Hingston in 9th. Wayne C. Burke in 10th. Dean O'Brien, Corey Osborne and Mitchell Abrahall rounding out the field.
A lot of guys from ANZ in this race tonight. I think it's 5 or 6 drivers from ANZ, so those guys with Lazy Man Racing definitely dominating this field tonight.
Yeah, we've seen the ANZ boys really take to this series. They're really loving the cars and loving the racing, so it's good to see these boys enjoying it.
Of course, this track, we've seen it in the V8 Supercar Series a couple of times. It's a really, really good track. It's a tough track as well. And quite long, lots of long straights and then different types of corners, 45 degree, 90 degree, camber, off camber. So it really mixes up and really makes the setup quite tough to get right.
Yeah, I've been out there doing a few laps in the McLaren, and it's amazing how deep in the braking you can go. But as the guys making their way around, they're going through quite a tricky section up here. There's quite a fair few fast and then slow corners. So these boys will be looking to keep it clean and complete the 45 minutes.
It's coming up here to the carousel, which is one of the toughest corners on the track. You want to get on the throttle as early as you can, but sometimes you just can't. It sort of goes against you now. Well, before we come live, obviously there's a race that's gone off earlier tonight. A lot of controversy in the early race with how far back the McLaren field's starting from the DPs. Them actually starting and getting the green flag before the final corner, and it actually caused a massive pile-up. I think 8 or 9 cars were involved, so it'll be interesting to see how much of a gap the McLarens give the Roller Daytona prototypes coming up towards the start of this race.
Yeah, I was watching that too, and these guys, you want to give the faster class a little bit of room. I mean, we don't see regularly that the McLaren is actually better under brakes than the DP, but and also if there's any incident within the DP field, the McLarens have time to react. But in saying that, then it also leads to issues with the green flag coming out before they round out the last corner. So you can see Justin Ruggies, he's given a fair bit of room. The DP field's well past, they're coming towards the last corner now, and McLaren's only just going through the Canada now, so
yeah, that's a massive gap between these cars. So we'll expect to see the green flag go very, very soon. The race cars pulled off. We're underway, green flag. Nice clean start for the Roller Daytona prototype. McLarens have got away cleanly as well.
Justin Ruggie has been off to a great start. He's managed to hold out, but Andrew Lee is looking to capitalise.
Vanos hits into the fence.
Oh, coming through
That's
turn
his
1.
race over. Unfortunately, 2 weeks in a row for Steve Vanos. His race has ended very, very early.
Can have a look at the McLarens where what was that was going wide? I think that was Tony Autridge. No? Sorry, Andrew Lee, he's losing spot, so he finds himself down in 5th place.
McLaughlin's actually gained 2 spots, started 4th, he's already up in the 2nd, tucking right up in behind his teammate, but behind him, Black Popo, he's quite a competitor in this series. You know how much He loves driving this car, so we'll make sure that Scotty has an interesting time of it. And Scott already using the alternate line coming up the hill.
Yeah, Justin Ruggie has managed to escape out a little bit from the battling Scott McLaughlin and Blake Coppo, so he'll be looking to capitalise early. Have a look at the front of the DP field. These boys are spread out a little bit. Christopher Osborne's gotten off to a great start over Alex Lam. He's already got himself out to a 1 second gap, but looking back at the pack, Derek Turing and Michael Schreier having a great battle for 6th and 7th place.
Ray just lost a little bit of time there through Canada corner. But I think if we can go back to the McLarens, Andrew Lee and Tony Autridge are side by side coming into McLaren, into Canada in the McLarens. Andrew Lee's just bleeding positions. He's started second. He's already back to 5th, and now his teammate Christian Elwood looking to get a move done as well. Andrew Lee.
Yeah, Tony Autridge is managing to hold off from Andrew Lee at the moment, but not the start Andrew would be looking for, unfortunately. So,
oh, big crash in the DP class. Derek Turing and Andrew have come together at the exit of turn 1.
Maybe I can have a look at the replay quickly. The Andrew that came into turn.
Andrews spun around, and fortunately Derek's had nowhere to go. That's the end of both their races.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate incident. Obviously not what either would have wanted, and Derek just came around. He thought he would be able to get through the inside of the crash, but Andrew just coming across, and suddenly there's a car in front of him, and it's just cost him the rest. As Andrew
managed to get back past Tony Autridge, but have a look at the battle at the front of the McLaren field. Justin Ruggie, a couple of internet issues, but Scott McLaughlin's right up behind him now, and Blake Coppo. These three guys are checked out a little bit now.
Andrew Lee will be hoping these boys start battling hard, and he'll be able to make those times up. But Blake Coppo really showing a good turn of speed this week. He struggled last week to stay with the front runners, but this week he's really keeping the pressure on Scott McLaughlin.
Just hearing that Christian Owens had a bit of a big spin through turn 2. Actually dropped him right back to last runner in the McLaren field.
Yeah, quite a while back, coming down into turn 2. Try and find a replay for you. We've got the replay up, there you go. So came through, I think just a little too much grass on the inside there, and manages to do a good job of keeping it out of the way of the rest of the field coming through. So great driving
by
there,
the guys behind did a great job to avoid him. Now back at the front, look at these guys all swerving all over the track. Justin's trying to break the draft, but he's not going to be able to. Scott's tucked right up, and he might have a dive.
We have a quick look at Wayne Seaburg, having a look at Mitch Arborall. These boys are battling. Sorry, that's 10th, 9th and 10th. Why?
9th and 10th, yep. Was going to tuck in behind those guys as well.
Got McLaughlin's having a look at Justin. Thinks better of it. This might open up the door for Blake Coppo. He's got to manage to get through that corner, but Blake having a little bit of a blink on my screen.
Let's run a little bit wide there. Blake's got a good run down here, but we'll be able to make a move. This is going to be really close, and I think Blake's really going to have his hands full trying to get past both Scott and Justin in this race.
Just having a quick look into the DP field. Christopher Green and Anthony Kernich, these two are having a great battle so far. They've been battling since the start of the race. Christopher Green managing to hold off Anthony Kernich, but a couple of laps ago there was 2 tenths in it and no to tail action, so keeping a close eye on these boys.
Chris Green and Steve Bonus, they're running new liveries again this week. Got rid of the Wild Turkey livery and got team liveries now. Not as thirsty as I was last week. Whoa! Bit of a moment there for Chris. Of course, Paul Pillar Racing, so we'll go back to the McLaren GT3 field.
David Hinks and Jonathan Salhani having a great tussle with Tony Autry's just up the road a little bit, so I think David
just managed to pull away a little.
Yeah, David Hinkson had a great season last season. He ended up 4th or 5th overall, I think, so no, he's a good steer around this car. And Jonathan Salhani with the replica McLaren skin there.
Andrew Lee's managed to get ahead now. Bruce Joy and he's back up, trying to get back onto the back of
Scott McLaughlin pushing. Justin Ruggie coming down to the turn 5, I believe it is. He's gone around the outside. Really, he's going to have to back out of it, but can he get an over-under? Justin Ruggie, good presence of mind. Gets a good run, but Scott McLaughlin,
he's having a look. Hold it on the outside here, Justin. And Blake Coppo must be smiling from ear to ear.
Oh, there we go! Blake Coppo's going to get the run now, coming down to the dive off the inside. This is.
He backs out of it.
Scott McLaughlin though has come back in. Great under brakes out from Scott McLaughlin, who takes the lead of the McLaren field.
And Andrew Lee now is not far behind this battle pack.
Yeah, Andrew Lee's pulled in about a second already so far.
About a second in that time that the guys were just having that little battle over those 3 corners. Whoa, it was a bit of a moment for Andrew Lee.
Something's happened to Alex Lam. He's was up in 2nd place, but now finds himself behind Christopher Green on track. So
that's put Chris Green up into P2. And Chris Osborne now has a 6-second lead over this DP field.
I tell you what, I can't take my eyes off these ANZ boys battling hard up front. Justin Ruggie looking like he's got potentially the pace to get back past Scott McLaughlin. Not this too far. Scott McLaughlin trying to break the draft as they stay left, right down this front straight.
And Andrew Lee gained 1.5 seconds on that field that last lap around. His lap time is 1.5 seconds quicker than these 3 guys on screen.
See Justin Ruggie trying to get another run up on him. Quickly touch on Christopher Green. He's managed to pull a 1.1 second gap over Alex Lam.
Here's Justin up the inside, sorry, Scott McLaughlin. Got the move back done again.
Great move by Justin there, but Scott McLaughlin looking to get back again. Up. This is just playing into the hands of Andrew Lee. He's pulling in. Hand over fist. The boys are side by side. This is a difficult. Good driving by these two.
Justin just cuts in there, and Blake's on the brakes down the straight, and Andrew Lee is now tucked up. We have a 4-car battle for the lead.
Quickly looking back, Jonathan Harney on David Hinkson. Oh, there's contact. David Hinkson's been pushed wide. Wayne C. Burke will get the spot over David Hinkson there. We'll go to get a quick replay of that. Coming down turn before. Yeah, big slide job there from Jonathan Salhani. He got in there and just locked it up. And just couldn't pull it up in time before making contact with David Hinkson. So hopefully David Hinkson doesn't have too much damage.
Yeah, have a look at this between McLaughlin, Ruggia, Coppo and Lee. McLaughlin pulled nearly a second on Justin already in half of that.
Speaking of pulling in half a second, Christopher Green, Alex Lam, these boys back at it. That gap was almost out to 1.4 seconds.
Jonathan Salhani's off the track. Something's happened to him. And after Canada. He's actually got taken too much curve on the left hand and got it up on 2 wheels.
Go to a replay, just got too much grass. Almost similar to what we saw happen to Mitch Aberhall the other night on Monday in the V8 at Mosport.
Yeah, almost rolled it. It was amazing how close he was to flipping that. That was a big incident, but he's pushing on. No damage to his car by the looks. It's just maybe a little bit of suspension.
Oh, he cuts the front draft. Justin Ray, Blake Copper, Andrew Lee.
Oh, Andrew Lee's late on the brakes. That's moved done.
Oh, there's contact. They're both in the grass. Can they both get it back on track? Blake Copper will lose out from that, but Andrew Lee will get the spot. Both cars are sort of coming together a little bit there. It's having a quick look on my side, see if there was a net code or if it. No, there was definitely contact. Andrew Lee trying to get under power, thinks he's passed, and suddenly there's a Blake Coppo underneath him.
Alex Lamb getting the move done in turn 1 on Chris Green and move back into P2 in the DP field. Osborne a massive lead at the front, almost 10 seconds now.
We've gone with the semi-announcement of John Emerson taking a bit of a break. This is Osborne's chance to really try get a gap out.
And these are the guys battling for 6th, 7th, 8th. Sorry, 7th,
Oh,
8th. Hingston's off the track. Burke, Osborne, Elwood, Abril and Hingston here. This was the battle for 6th or 7th through to 11th.
Oh, Mitch Aberhall, he's in the fence. Mitch Aberhall's in the fence. Another terrible race for Mitch Aberhall and this McLaren. Coming in through the last corner.
He's gone a bit wide at the exit.
Just touched the grass.
Yep, he's just shot him around. Almost lucky not to take his teammate Hingston out right in front of him as well.
Yeah, we've just seen it last week as well. So these cars are really quite hardly sprung this season. They've made a few changes to the tyre carcass in a lot of the cars, including the DP and the McLaren. And it's really proving that the setups are so much more critical to get a balance in the car. Justin Ruggier is managing to pull in Scott McLaughlin a little bit for the lead of the McLaren field. Through a dual gains and losses, go through the DP field. Not many changes. Obviously, Steve Vane is losing a lot of positions with his first lap crash. Christopher Green and Michael Shea both gaining spots, and Anthony Koenig down 1 spot. Everyone else holding station.
And in the GT3, Scott McLaughlin and Corey Osborne, the biggest movers. Of course, McLaughlin starting 4th up into P1. Corey Osborne starting in 12th. Now finds himself in 8th with Wayne C. Burke as well, also gaining some spots. Just losing 1, 2, and Jonathan Salhani losing 3 spots at the moment.
Having a look back at this, Wayne C. Burke, Corey Osborne, Christian Elwood battle. We've lost David Hingston off this, but these boys are still going at it. Deep stations are on the line.
Yeah, Wayne Burke, I think he may have got a slowdown penalty through trying to work out where he's got that, because
I think it was coming through the kink.
No, it's after the kink. It's through Canada. He's cut the corner way too aggressive, and he's had to slow down, let 2 cars past. That's really going to hurt him now.
Yeah, disappointing
in this race. Yeah, unlucky for Wayne there. That's does happen when you try to be a bit aggressive. Now,
Anthony Koenig, Christopher Green still battling hard.
And Koenig is closed up now. Alex Lamb's got ahead of Chris Green, and Koenig now hunting down Green. Green was in P2 a minute ago. He's now back in third.
Sorry, Wayne C. Burke was having a look there at Christian Elwood. Thought about trying to go around the outside, but just couldn't get the move done. Christian holding the inside line, doing a good job. But these boys are racing so hard. Wayne obviously losing those 2 spots before with the cut track. He's wanting to get them back quickly before he loses too much time. Coming up to a half race distance almost. Bob McLaughlin still holding out the lead to Justin Ruggier. Gap down to 0.7 of a second now. They've managed to pull out a little bit on Andrew Lee and Blake Coppo. Those two have swapped spots actually. So Andrew Lee after his poor start, maybe the car was just not quite where he needed to be, and then as fuel comes off it becomes easier to drive and faster. So, careful out there, Andrew. Actually, the lead of the DP field, Christopher Osborne, we mentioned he was out to a 9.4 second lead before, but that gap down to 7.9 now, and with lap traffic coming into play, was there something in there? He's got next car up the road is Johnson Salhani, which is he's on the main straight of, so he's going to be dealing then David Hingston and the battle for Wayne Burke, Christian Elwood, and Corey Osborne.
Corey Osborne, Christian Elwood, and Wayne Burke side by side through the exit of 1 and through 2.
Still side by side. This is a drag straight down to turn 5, I think they classified it as. There's a couple of little bends in this straight they classify as turns.
That they down a kink as a turn, and then a chicane as one turn.
Wayne Burke is
almost contact there between Osborne and Burke.
Dave Hingston
and
tried
Hingston's
to capitalise
into this now.
On board with Wayne C. Burke, looking back at Corey Osborne. I'm getting my Bits racing cars mixed up there. And he's racing really hard and doing a good job keeping it clean. Speaking of racing hard though, Justin Ruggier has pulled into half a second now, and Scott McLaughlin. Andrew Lee, did he get off track there at the kink? He did. Big off track there at the kink. Managed to keep his foot into it, not lose too much time, but almost opened the position up for Blake Coppo.
McLaughlin made a little bit of a mistake into Canada as well, and Ruggier's closed the gap as well, so... Justin's had a big moment. The final corner, and he's lost 2 spots.
Trying to work out. It looks like he, just as he was trying to get on the power, he's touched the grass.
Done a good job not to shoot that into that fence.
Replay on board as have a look. He just came around the final corner there and tried to get on the power, get a good run out of there, and just touched the grass. And these cars are so sensitive, they just really snap quite easily. Like, they're planted when you got to balance, but if you get it unbalanced, it's so hard to catch it.
That was a scary view looking from Andrew Lee's car. You see that car sideways ahead of you, and especially when it's your teammate, you don't want to make any contact at all.
Speaking of Andrew Lee, he's got Blake Coppo really harassing the back of his car, so these boys racing hard. Actually, quickly, Anthony Kernich and Christopher Green, they almost went side by side coming into 2. Anthony Kernich really showing a ton of speed at the moment. It's all over the back of Christopher Green. Christopher Green tries to break the draft. Coming down the back straight, Anthony Kernich, you might think about having... No, he backs out of it.
A bit of a mistake there through the latter part of the corner from Chris Green, and Kernich will now close back up again. And look at how loose Green is through the mid-corner at the moment. He's really struggling. He's took those rear tyres, I think.
Andrew Lee, Blake Coppo, these guys coming down towards Canada. Blake Coppo looks like he has the run, but just can't seem, as he dives to the outside, can he get an over and under? No, he's got to go right around. No.
Can't get around the outside there. No over under because it's another right hand corner before you come up to the left hander, so really can't get the move done around the outside there. Trying to pick a spot. He's definitely got more pace, Coppo, so still a fair way to go in this race. He's not quite at half race distance.
Yeah, sorry, I got my times mixed up there before. I'm used to 50-minute races in these series, now they're 45, so as he has a look.
Rookie mistake, sir. Rookie mistake.
Blake Coppo having another look. Go on board with Blake Coppo. Let's try and stay on board for this lap. Yeah, see how these boys tackle this tough track. Really dirty windscreen there for Blake Coppo. New feature they brought in at the start of last season in these cars. In all the cars as part of trying to make this simulator as real as possible. He comes down towards turn 5 again, thinks about having a look. Both guys really on the brake about the same time.
Justin's actually closing back up on this group, and Bruce Joy and Tony Autridge are also closing up on these guys, so we could once again see a massive battle. Now it'll be for second after McLaughlin's now pulled a fairly decent gap on these two guys.
Yeah, Blake Coppo, really, I think Andrew Lee might be really struggling with his car, but he seems to be holding up Blake Coppo, and just gets a little bit loose coming into the carousel there. It just doesn't seem to have the balance that Andrew would like.
Yeah, and Andrew on the brakes probably 5 or 6 times through the carousel there. You can see the brake lights come on numerous times. Whoa,
Yeah.
Andrew, big mistake with his Blake. He's got a good run. He's got to go to the outside though.
Has he got enough speed to get the move done before turning
He's
in?
going to have to be late.
No, Andrew! There's contact!
Oh, a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact. Blake's going to try and hold this outside. He's got it done. Great move from Blake Coppo.
Andrew Lee, teammate with Justin Ruggier. Will Andrew battle out with Justin, or will Multi-21 come into play? We know ANZ boys love to race hard against each other. And there's a lap of what a great on-board lap to have of Road America.
Probably be better without us talking, but nonetheless. Too much going on track to not talk. Here comes Rory Osborne and Wayne Burke. They're side by side at the start-finish line, and there's Anthony Kernage coming through in the DPs. Osborne almost didn't see him. And Osborne follows Kernage through the corner, and Wayne Burke cuts across the track. Across the grass, sorry.
That's actually a very good presence of mind, but those two McLarens, the McLaren actually brakes better than the DP, so quite easily Anthony Kernage could have found himself in a position with two cars actually braking later than him when he's got a inside run, and potentially would have had to pull out of it, but managed to get past the two as they still continue to battle. Look at this battle for second.
Coppo, Lee, Ruggier all now separated by around about a second, just under a second. The second, third, fourth in the GT3 class.
While we're watching that, I'll quickly touch on the DP field. Not much happening there at the moment. Christopher Osborne's actually passing Scott McLaughlin, so the leaders passing each other there.
That was close between McLaughlin and Osborne there.
Yeah.
That almost didn't want to get lapped.
Doing a great job. He's got that gap out to 8.4 seconds, 8.5. It looks like Alex Lam losing a little bit of time in traffic at the moment. He's behind Bruce Joy.
Held up by Bruce Joy at the moment.
That's the wait. It's such a hard place to make time, and you see that gap opening. It's out now down to 9.4. Christopher Green still in third place, managed to keep Anthony Kernage behind him and actually pull out a 3.2 second gap now, and then Michael Schreier in 5th place. Last car running in the DP field with Derek Turing in 6th, Andrew Warhope in 7th, and Steve Bainish in 8th, all DNFs. Corey Osborne and Wayne C. Burke still going at it. Boys been racing all race long.
$18 to go now in this race, so we're looking at 12 laps, 13 laps maybe, no, probably 12 laps.
Oh, Wayne C. Burke's looking to go around the outside of Corey Osborne. Oh, he pulls it up. Incredible break.
Wayne Burke around the outside, that's a brilliant move.
I only just got the end of it on the live broadcast. We'll see if we can get a replay up for you guys. That was an incredible dive around the outside of Corey Osborne, really knowing the limits of his car. There we go, we got the pictures on screen. You see it, it's incredibly... Oh, he's touched the grass!
All that hard work from Wayne Burke now is all gone. Flipped the grass coming into the carousel, and that's back another position.
Just came through that left-hander before the carousel, little too fast, and I'm trying to get a replay out, but just touched the grass, and when he touched the grass, it's so hard to get back up and to speed again.
We're going to replay. Okay, see the little bit of running wide.
So I made mention of before, Christopher Green, Anthony Koenig, the gap was out to 3.2. It's back down to half a second now. More lap traffic with they're coming up behind. Is that Andrew Lee, Justin Rugyard, Blake Popo battle? So these boys won't want to lose time to the DPs coming through, but the DPs obviously involved in the own battle.
Oh, this is going to be tight.
Koenig has a run.
Right behind. Oh, where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? Oh.
It's almost bump drafting down this back straight. They come into turn 5. Andrew Lee has to open up wide, but that's hurt Koenig. He's had to have a shorter run through that turn. But
Justin's going to get the move done on his teammate. Almost contact between Rugier and Koenig. Maybe a little touch. Wow.
Christopher Green coming in.
Blake Popo's taken massive advantage of this. He's now 200 seconds up the road from Justin Rugier.
Andrew Lee won't be happy with losing that spot to Justin Rugier in that fashion. Obviously very opportunistic by Justin. Great move.
That's one of the things about multi-class racing is you have to be aware of what's going on around you in every single situation. Koenig. That's probably not the best spot to pass the other car. That was tough from Koenig.
With 15 minutes to go, we've still got some great battles on. Justin Rugier and Andrew Lee. Teammates battling for our 3rd and 4th spot. Bruce Joy and Tony Autry still within 1 second of each other, so that's still not over yet. So easy to lose and gain time. Wayne Burke's lost the lowest weight. He's back down to 11th spot. Let's go through my personal replay, see if I can find anything that will
So lap previous at the final corner is just ran very, very wide, laid under brakes, and he's ran it very wide and lost a lot of time.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate incident there for Wayne. We saw him, we thought he had his car hooked up well, but a couple of mistakes coming into this race, so...
Of course, Race to Reality started once again last night. We've got 4 heats left to go. If you would like to win a seat into next week's heat, head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/V8online. and you can win yourself a drive in next Wednesday's iRacing heat of Race to Reality.
Yeah, we've got our social media links there, so head to facebook.com/V8 online. There is a send us a post with a picture of you enjoying our broadcast tonight. Whether it's a replay or live, doesn't matter, as long as we can see you watching our our replays are posted live at youtube.com/V8 online. They usually take about 2-3 hours to process on YouTube, so they will be available later tonight or tomorrow.
Although if you're watching now, then you already know, so you probably won't need to worry about how long it takes to get on YouTube, unless you want to watch it again, of course.
Speaking of Facebook, let's go have a quick look, see if we've got any photos yet.
We'll always love some photos coming in, so send some photos in of you watching and enjoying V8 online. Of course, stick around and have a look around on our Facebook page over the weekend. We will have something happening possibly on Sunday night that we might need some assistance with, so make sure you like us on Facebook and keep your eyes and ears out for something happening over probably Sunday, possibly Sunday.
Yeah, we've been playing with some new... We'll let us say it's alright, Jay. Playing with... potentially trying out some live streaming to YouTube. Not 100% sure whether it'll work or not, so we want to give it a good solid test. We want to get as many fans on there watching the live broadcast as possible to get as much feedback from you guys as possible. That will be sometime. Keep an eye on our Facebook. We haven't confirmed the time or date yet, but there will be a bonus broadcast at some point.
Probably won't be much fantastic commentary. It'll probably be us asking you guys questions while you're watching to see what's happening out there in internet land. But yes, some exciting things with us testing at this stage, broadcasting live through YouTube.
We love testing at V8 online, don't we, Jay?
All we ever do is test. Now, Andrew Lee's had a bit of a moment while we've been having a chat. Just lost a tiny little bit of time.
Trying to bring the gap into Bruce Joy. That sort of settled at that 1.1, 1.2 mark for the last few laps, but boys have been racing hard. It's a good show of speed from Bruce Joy. We've seen him join our top split broadcast late last season and really made a mark for himself. He was good to see. Go on board with Anthony Koenig for a lap of Road America in the Daytona prototype.
Bit of a mistake there from Green, and here comes Koenig looking to take advantage now.
So easy to
do. A few laps ago, Green really struggling with the rear of that car. It looked as if it settled, but now looks like he might be struggling a little.
It's just under 10 minutes to go in this race now. He'll be hoping to hold that position, but done a great job so far holding Koenig at bay. Lap traffic shouldn't come into play in this battle till the end of the race. So it'll be straight out battle on track as Anthony Koenig.
Koenig really looking like he's a lot better under brakes. Even though Green looks like he's struggling with the rear of the car, he looks like he's getting a bit better drive out of the corners.
We just saw it there from Green. He just did have a bit of wheel speed coming out of that final corner there. And there's a lap of Road America. That's a what was that? That was a 1:59 flat from Anthony Koenig.
I'll tell you what's happened over the last couple of laps. Justin Ruggier now about a second behind Blake Coppo, and he's just reeling him in. Gaining a couple of tenths every lap.
Probably looking at about 4, maybe 3 more laps left in this race, and not a lot of time left to get it done.
Nice lap around, another 3 tenths to Justin. Coppo a 2:07.1, Justin a 2:06.8.
Looking back at this Green Koenig battle, Green has managed to pull a little bit of a gap out, so this battle is really seesawing back and forward as Green sliding it in a little bit into that left-hander before the carousel.
Yeah, Green's looking like his car's, as I said, a lot more planted and exit, but he's really throwing it in there on entry, and that's probably why we're seeing it look like he's struggling for rear grip. It might be that he's just throwing the car around a little bit more. But Koenig a lot quicker through the kink and through this back part of the course.
Having a look back down the field a little bit, this is a battle for 8th and 9th in class, Corey Osborne and Jonathan Salhani. Jonathan Salhani has actually made a trip down the road, I believe.
No, he just pulled over and let a few guys through when he had his little bit of an accident.
That's right, sorry.
Got a little bit of damage to his car, but it looks as if he's gaining a bit of pace towards the end of this race.
Yeah, Corey Osborne not having the race he would have hoped for. Corey's, we've seen him have some good results in that McLaren, and this time around he's not able to go as hard as he would like. Actually looking up front, Blake Coppo, Justin Ruggier up 0.3 of a second.
Nothing between these guys now. This lap is the 7/10 gain from Justin Ruggier over Blake Coppo. 6.5 minutes to go, so they'll probably get another 3 laps of racing, maybe 4. Probably 3 laps left. Depending on where the leader is, of course. Like to give them a checkered flag, so they could possibly get 4. Osborne the leader on the other side of the course, so it'll be between 3 and 4 laps. Not 100% sure which way it will be.
Just having a look at Osborne now. He's coming up to Canada. He's going through, so they've got 2-minute lap time.
He'll have 3 laps to go, so these guys will still have 3 more laps. There's still a lot of time left for Justin Ruggier and Blake Coppo to sort this battle out.
Speaking of sorting it out,
He's also closing in.
Anthony Koenig and Christopher Green. He's going back and forth. Christopher Green, a bit too much grass there on the apex of Canada. He's got to be careful not to get a cut track.
He's very, very committed. He's throwing this car around. He's thrashing it. He's making sure there's nothing left in these rear tyres at the end of this race. He's leaving it all out on the track. He wants his podium more than anyone else. And Anthony Koenig is going to really have to work hard to get this spot.
Well, these boys will be loving it, and it's very invigorating to have a good...
Thinks about it.
And Green has missed the apex a little bit.
Yeah, Koenig, though, did slow down quite a lot to make sure that he had a good run, but won't be close enough now. Koenig, though, now, if he can try and tuck in, get a bit of draft, he might get the move done through turn 5. May not be close enough. But Chris Green will know that he's there now. Look, cuts across.
Pokes his nose out, just
thinks twice about it. Won't do it.
Those sort of things. You just want to unsight your competitor in front of you a little bit. Make them think you're going to throw it in there, and hope sometimes you can force a mistake out of them. So good driving for Chris to not get sucked into that. Having a look,
I think
Justin
that Chris
Ruggier.
Green will probably not be looking in his mirror at all. Another guy that'll be worried about what's behind him, but trying to not concentrate on it is Blake Coppo. Justin Ruggier is right behind him, all over the back of him.
Actually, having a quick look, Jonathan Sahani and David Hingston going side by side down the front straight into one. Hingston pulls out of it.
Oh, sorry, Justin Ruggier's now had a dive in turn 5 and hits the move done. Ruggier back up to P2.
Going to a replay of that move by Justin Ruggier there. That's a great dive. Textbook move there by Justin Ruggier.
He got a great run out of the exit of turn 3 onto the big long straight, and obviously the draft and that good run gave him enough room and enough time to get the move done. So still 3 minutes to go in the race. Blake still will try and get this move back done because Justin's already made a couple of mistakes now that he's ahead.
With just ticked over 3 minutes left in this race. They're going to get the... Where is Osborne? He will get the white flag next time by, so the DP, the McLaren field will have 2 more laps. Don't look at Scott McLaughlin. He's done a great job out front. Got himself a 4.3 second lead. Possibly not the fastest car out there in the McLaren field tonight, but just ever so consistent. Blake Coppo looks to get a good run onto the main straight on Justin Ruggier. Blake Coppo, he's going to have to try around the outside. Easy place to get a move, but there's a valid proof of how much the draft. Some Ruggier threw that thing in sideways. Blake Coppo get a good run coming out of turn 3.
I think Blake's got to try and set himself up for a move here. He's got to not try and get it at every corner to work out where he wants to get the move done. But look at Justin's using the inside of the track. Blake had a good run there, but obviously not able to get the move done. As I said, he's going to have to try and work out where he can get it done.
Tried for the over and under there, but just a little too acute the angle to get back on the power as much as he would like.
Dustin's a smart racer. He knows what he was trying to do.
Coming down to a minute left in this race, Christopher Osborne.
Chris Osborne will be on the white flag. He would have received the white flag when he crossed the line.
He's going around the track one the last time, coming down to turn 5. Been a great performance, very consistent, very steady. Got himself a 11.3 second lead over Alex Lam in second place, Christopher Green in third, still managing to hold off Anthony Kernich.
Only 2 drivers to get into the 157.6s, sorry, into the 157s. Chris Osborne with a 57.6 and Anthony Kernich a 57.9. All the other guys, the 18s and 22s, sorry, the 58s and 202s, I should say. Going off full seconds, not minutes and seconds. But yeah, dominant race for Chris Osborne. Fantastic driver, and obviously not quite as strong a field as what he's used to having ahead of him. A few of the guys getting wiped out behind him has made it a little bit easier for him, but still dominant drive nonetheless.
Justin Ruggier and Blake Coppo come take the white flag now. Blake Coppo thinking about having to look down into turn 1. Pulls out of it as Christopher Osborne comes up to the last corner. He will take the checkered flag. Been a perfect drive for Christopher Osborne. Capitalised, comes up over the hill for the last time. Comes his run down to the checkered flag. Great win by Christopher Osborne.
Yeah, dominant drive from Chris Osborne. Never looked like losing that race when he got away from the start.
Alex Lam comes up to start-finish line now. He'll take second place in his overclockers DP. There's Christopher Green still holding off Anthony Kernich.
A good drive from Chris Green to hold off Kernich. Good drive from Kernich as well, as couple of times there where he could have stuffed it in there and had a little bit of contact, but very, very mature drive from both those guys to avoid too much contact.
Scott McLaughlin's coming into the carousel now. He's got half a lap to go. Justin Ruggie is still managing to hold off Blake Coppo for second place.
Yeah, Coppo's dropped a little bit of time this lap, about a tenth and a bit.
So easy to do when you're tucked up behind another car, especially when you're pushing as hard as these guys are. You're right on the limit. Even just half a kilometre too late on the brake, too fast into the corner can really affect your exit speed.
Scotty McLaughlin coming up to the final corner for the final time. Great bit of driving once he managed to get ahead of Justin, Blake and Andrew, who was battling with very, very good battle early on, but great drive once he's managed to get through those guys. Dominant since then. Picks up the win in the GT3 class at Road America.
Justin Ruggie comes to the line. He'll take second place, holding off from Blake Copper in third. Andrew Lee will cross the line for fourth place. Good race by Andrew. Started off not as dearly as he'd like. Bruce Joy in fifth. Tony Ortridge, Christian Ali Ward, Corey Osborne.
You still struggle with that name, don't you?
Yes, Christian Alwood. I don't know. My dyslexic moment comes in. Osborne crosses the line now. In front of David Hinkson and Jonathan Salhani, the last car to complete the race.
Another fantastic race in the Grand Am series, and just shows an opportunity for a few guys with not quite a strong a field. It's a chance for a few newer faces to shine. So great drive from Chris Osborne. Thoroughly deserved that win. A long time coming.
Yeah, we'll might get the race results up on screen. DP results on screen. So Christopher Osborne takes the win from Alex Lam in second place. Christopher Green manages to hold off Anthony Koenig for third. Michael Schrader in fifth. The last car running in the DP field with Derek Turing, Andrew Walcher, and Steve Vanus, all with DNFs, unfortunately.
And in the GT3 field, Scott McLaughlin taking the win over Justin Ruggier. Blake Coppo in third position. Andrew Lee comes home in fourth. Bruce Joy in fifth position. Tony Ortridge in sixth. Christian Elwood in seventh. Corey Osborne eighth. Dave Hingston ninth. And Jonathan Salhani, the last driver to finish the race. Sorry, Wayne Burke as well also finished a lap down, with Mitch Abril and Dean O'Brien both DNFing after incidents early on in the race.
While we got a quick second, I'm going to go and have a quick look at our Facebook page. Have we got any photos yet? Let's have
Not yet. No, not yet.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Remember to send in your photos, because we will be giving away... How many seats have we got, Seb?
One at this point, I believe, but there may be more available as time
Send your
goes on.
photos in. We'll see how we go. We might be able to sneak a special one away without them knowing. Or this week. Otherwise, we might give a few away the following week as well.
No, we do have one image come through from Jamie Cross, sent in a private message, giving a thumbs up to the broadcast. Love
a good thumbs up. No, we don't need a photo of you doing the broadcast, Des. No, no, we don't need to. We don't want to see you. We've seen enough photos of you with your socks and your beer a little while ago. There are photos of Des when he was watching the broadcast as opposed to doing the broadcast. We might wrap it up though, Seb. Another great race tonight. Loved it.
Yeah, it's this series again going from strength to strength, really putting on a great show for us. Good racing through the entire field. Great performances by Christopher Osborne and Scott McLaughlin.
Yeah, next week should be a fantastic race as well. Roval next week, Kansas Speedway, doing the road course there. Guys, a lot of talk about not enjoying the track very much. And the following week, we'll be off to Circus Gilles Villeneuve for our first Enduro course, the Montreal Formula One circuit, home to the Grand Am Series in Canada when they travel over there. So a real-life track, which is always good, like Road America. So Really looking forward to the next 2 weeks. Of course, our next broadcast will be Monday night for the V8 Supercar Series 30-lap endurance race at VIR. Really looking forward to that one. Monday night.
Yeah, that's a great track. Probably the closest thing we have on iRacing service to the Bathurst, which we're getting at some point this year. I'm led to believe. So
Yep.
puts on
Yep,
great racing.
We'll be out this year. Can't say too much. We might have some inside info, but we can't say too much.
Just
can't. We can't say. We can't say. we have been talking to people, but we can't say anymore. I've said too much already. Whoops. Of course, I can't retract that now, can I? Of course, Wednesday night as well. Our Wednesday night trucks broadcast presented by Sim Instruments will be at Michigan next week, so the truck race will be fantastic. Really looking forward to that as well. And of course, Race to Reality Wednesday night following the trucks. That will be our next week of broadcasts. Thanks once again, Seb. Thanks, Des, in the background.
Thank you, Jay. That's it's been good fun. Probably a safer option up here in the comms box, watching the racing and enjoying the action. So it's good to see.
If you had a race, we know you would have crashed out anyway, so it doesn't matter. Much safer for you. Yeah, come back soon, Hilly. That's all we have to say about that.
Yeah.
But we will wrap it up. You've been watching V8 Online's live coverage of the Track Racer Grand Am series, proudly presented by Track Racer, Thrustmaster, and V8 Online Superstore. Winner of the DP class, Christopher Osborne, and the winner of the GT3 class, Scott McLaughlin.